don't think it's up yet. OBS say it's up. Yay. Figured it. Yes. Yes. Can do everything. Click on it. Let's see if I can get it to come back. Oh, yay. Okay, so it does say that it's live again. Yay. Yeah. How's it now?
Okay.
Okay. I'm looking down because I'm looking at the iPad just in case.
Perfect. Oh no. I blocked Penny again. There we go. Ella Sanders in the chat. Welcome to the stream, guys.
Oh, yay.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now? Penny's here. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to switch us over to our art and video scenario, see how we can do this.
Oopsies.
Now the sound is good. Okay, good. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, so we seem to be under control. So I'm going to move this a little bit, and then we're going to do this. What a fun time.
Okay, it looks good to me, too.
Excellent. Favorite things. Okay, everybody. Okay, so we're going to try this again. We kind of kicked it off, and then the internet said no, no thank you. So we're doing episode 2 of Creative Jams, and surprise, Penny Doodles is with me.
We're live.
We're here, and Penny was telling us about all her fabulous store and shop and everything when the internet said no. So
yeah, that's okay. But yeah, I'm from Penny from Penny Doodles, so pennydoodles.com basically. And my Etsy, I sell stickers, and my Instagram's on there, and I just post really fun, simple, sparkly, goofy kind of art that suits my attention span. So
I love it.
yeah, that's me.
Yay! I love it.
Don't break.
Yes. Don't break the internets.
Yes.
So we are working together on our card today, which I'm very excited for.
Oops.
Penny came up with this really great idea. We were going to do the king. This is diamonds?
Yeah, king of diamonds.
Yeah. So we did the king of diamonds. And so Penny's kicked this off, and I had a good idea, and I last minute altered it like I tend to do. Yes. There's still a double voice. Okay, hang on. That might be me. Hang on. That's my OBS. Hang on. Let me. Can you say something for me? Yeah. Okay. There's a couple. You have Illustrator twice. Okay. You might be better now.
Okay. Is that better, guys?
Let us know. If not, I have one more thing. Might just. Boop, boop. Okay. We might be good now. Okay.
I hope so. Okay.
We're all still learning here. Okay, yeah, so exactly. we're working on the King of Diamonds. And Penny had this really great idea. She has the Kermit the Frog, which I freaking love. I think it's such a great idea. And I had another idea. I was going to do the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. And, but then, because I was going to go with the It's Not Easy Being Green kind of theme. But then I remembered this is a coloring book page, and that was not going to work. So I had to pivot a little bit and come up with a different idea. And I was thinking I could do another Muppet. I'm not really sure. I didn't want to do a second Muppet. And then I thought, well, what are puppets or something that is not a Muppet? And then, because I was going to do Animal, or I was going to do the Cookie Monster, or the Grouch would be really good because he's also green.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay. And then we were talking earlier while we were waiting for the stream to kick off. And I was like, well, we always come up with like the obvious ideas. So last night I'm like, who's a king? Who's a king? And I'm like, King Bob from the Minion movie. It's like I have to have King Bob. So
similar vibe. Yeah, I feel like they're like a similar vibe.
There you go. And I was like, then they have like a similar energy. I didn't want to put something overly like design complicated that would kind of overtake your design very much. And then I didn't want one that would like compete with it. I'm like, I want them to kind of work together. So I was working today with your Kermie screenshot that you sent me. Yeah. And we have King Bob, who's going to be Vector today.
That's exciting. I didn't know what yours was going to be at all.
Neither did I until about lunchtime today.
Yeah, exactly. I had no clue. I'm going to try to prop the iPad up so that I can see. Ooh. Okay, maybe that'll work. Okay, hopefully that'll work. Then I can keep an eye on it and on chat and whatnot.
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
All right, keep the chat live, guys, so that we can know if it's working or not working for you. I'm playing around with my different mute buttons to make sure you can hear both of us, so let me know what's going on there.
Better use me. I never figured out dual streaming, to be honest.
It's my second go, so I'm glad Dan was there for the first one when 3 of us were trying to be on the stream at the same time. We started it.
Master of that kind of stuff. Yeah, he's a pro. DTM.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he knows what's going on. I don't know if he'll be here today.
We'll see.
Herbie says it's alive. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I made a copy of the artboard because he's like sideways, but like the way Illustrator's snapping a lot, I wanted it to like, you know what I mean, like be snapping straight and then maybe tilt it when I'm done.
That makes a lot of sense. I like that idea.
Yeah, so he's tilted here and I drew it, and then I think I flipped the card and then I'll re-tilt him.
Perfect. That's really smart. I like that idea a lot.
I hope it works.
The sound is so perfect now. Excellent. I won't click anything else.
Yeah.
I know we're having a... No, I don't want you to disable the channel. We're having a problem with Facebook, which is unfortunate. Okay, we'll do this. Wow. That's okay. If we're going to miss one, that's okay. So let me get this... Okay, send this out. Sorry, just making sure that everybody can come. All right.
Yeah.
So Facebook's a little not playing the game, but we have YouTube and Twitch up and running, so we're 2 for 3 is all right.
I was gonna say 2 out of 3. That is pretty good.
Excellent. Herbie says almost like studio sound. You guys are hilarious.
Oh.
Almost.
Hey, whatever works. Yeah, as long as it's still going, that's fine. We click the put one dot on the screen, it shuts down again.
Yeah. Very carefully. Don't say that.
Yeah. Don't let censor fear.
Key critical piece. Okay, so you're an illustrator today. Are you working on a off of a tablet, or are you working right on your desktop?
I think I'm just gonna I have the mouse, and then I'll use Shape Builder and the pen tool, and I thought about changing the width of some of the lines.
Nice.
The width, I think it's just called the width tool. I don't know what it's called. What is this called? Width, yeah, the width tool.
Nice.
And you're on Fresco.
I am on Fresco on the iPad. Get my vector lines sorted out here for my sketch that I did earlier today. I do like the vector lines that are in the Fresco, but I do like in Illustrator that adjustment of the strokes afterwards, though. That is nice.
there's something to be said about I feel like that I have Apple Pencil and Fresco. It just feels more natural to do it with your hands. So I don't know how this is going to turn out, but that's okay.
All part of the process.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like
we have plenty of time.
We have lots of time now that we're up and running and live on the internets.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I didn't know what was happening. Turn later on. That would help.
RB wants to plug in his guitar. Well, you can join us and serenade us if you'd like there. That would be fun.
Yeah. We don't have any music, so we need that.
That's one thing my stream is missing is music. I usually have like the sound from the road nearby.
Okay, yeah. I haven't really figured out music, to be honest. I mean, like, I know what music is. I just haven't figured out how to make it.
So is this thing that there's like notes?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm aware of it, but I haven't figured it out quite yet, putting it on a stream. And then there's always that risk of it being copyrighted somehow mysteriously, even if it says it's royalty free. You never know. I don't know.
No, I hear you. That's a concern for me too. I don't want to get flagged for something that's not.
That's what it is.
Mine.
Flagged. It was something. Yeah.
I already have enough hard enough time with social media and live streams. Apparently, I don't need flags too.
Yeah, right. I don't need to get shut down.
We have Dan in the chat. He says, "Oh my God, Aaron and Penny." Eee!
Who was it?
Dan's in the chat. Mr. Vector Maestros himself. Mr. Tango Mike.
How exciting.
Woohoo.
Thank you for joining us. Oops.
RB says, in Illustrator, you can create your own art brush and use pressure to do amazing line work. Yes.
Oh.
And then he suggested that, Penny, you can sing for us.
No, I am not talented in that manner either.
No. I sing really good, like, in the car when the windows are up.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm really good when that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much with the outside and the people hearing me and things. All right. So for those of you who haven't come in just yet, who didn't catch our 7-minute pre-stream stream, we are working on our King of Diamonds. We're well, not at the same time, but we're both working on our halves of the card. Yes. So we've got Kermit the Frog in Illustrator, and then we have King Bob, which was the obvious option. It just took until like midnight last night to occur to me to join in the game. So this is going to be a good one.
I think initially, because I can't even remember initially when we first started talking about it, because it would have been, what, February?
Yeah.
March, something like that. So we were talking on stream beforehand. I was saying even that far back, I was kind of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like, your brain just like cannot think of an idea when sometimes, like, even though I know of many things that I could possibly do, it just won't. I don't know. It just doesn't occur. It doesn't occur naturally.
And for some, like, we wanted to keep this open. We wanted to keep it like something that everybody could participate in. We didn't want to limit anybody, but almost having like only family friendly as the limit was just like it's still too many options.
Yeah.
But then you came up with Kermit, and we are off to the races.
That was a good. I like I said, I don't remember how I came up with that, but I thought it was pretty clever.
He's a classic. He's one of my favorites for sure.
I don't know a lot of Muppet lore, but I just like puppets, and I like that era of entertainment.
Classic business. Well, there was like, I've always been a Kermit fan. Like, we always had the Muppets on and the Muppet Show and things. But my sister and I, we watched The Masked Singer. And so for those of you, like, I think that all across the pond, I'm not sure how widespread it is, but it's a reality show. It's a kind of a game show, basically, and celebrities dress up as these big costumes. And the deal is they give clues as to who they are and they sing a song, and then there's a group of 3 or 4 and the judges try and guess who it is. And so they win if they know them or they don't. There's always these big surprises. So a few seasons back there was a costume that came out. It was like a snail. My sister was watching him like, I don't know how a person is standing in that costume, because it's not tall enough to be like, even like a kid wouldn't be standing in there. Like, it's so small. So we weren't sure how to do it, what was going on. So that person got voted out that day to be unmasked, and they opened the top of it and it's just like an open hole and nothing happens. And then like 2 green hands come out and it's like Kermit the Frog is the celebrity. I thought I was gonna cry. I was like, this is magic. It was so good.
We do have that here. I've never watched it though, to be honest. It does exist here though.
It's
Masked Singer.
I think, yeah, because I think it is based in the States. I just have no idea if it goes across the pond or not. But yeah, like, we watch it, but it's hit and miss. This season we actually know some of the celebrities. There's been a few seasons where it's like all basketball, football players, and I'm like, that's out of my realm. I got nothing.
Yeah. I would not know sports people, professionals. I don't know. Yeah. Professional athletes. There we go. That's the word.
There we go.
I was like, the ones where it's their job. What are they called?
The sportsing for their life. You know, those ones.
The sports people.
Exactly. Hockey players I could get. Football and baseball, not so much. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's still live. See, yeah, I think what you did for Illustrator, that's really smart. I like that.
But the, whatchamacallit, Fresco has the symmetry brushes, though. So.
They do. I have to play with those a little bit more, because I know Bliss uses them sometimes, and I'm always just, like, mesmerized when people use that tool. I feel like I could be dangerous if I learned how to use it. I don't think it's overly complicated, not like animations or anything, but...
Yeah, I haven't figured out animation on Fresco. People say it's easy, though.
Yes. I say it's pretty accessible. Dan was doing a little bit on his stream earlier today. That's a rough line. But, yeah, I'd like to get some, like, on my tarot cards or whatever.
Yeah.
Little animations, just even for, like, flicker on the flames or something, like on some candles or whatever.
Express is good for that in a pinch, though.
That's...
Like Express animations.
I feel like you mentioned that, or someone mentioned that in a stream not long ago, and I had completely forgotten that they had animation in Express. That is a good point.
You don't have too much control. Like, it's not... I feel like there's not a whole lot of control of it over it. I don't know what the word is. But in a pinch, I mean, I feel like it's decent.
Nice. Do you like to execute an idea, especially like if you're just trying to sketch it out or kind of ponder it through? I want to have a kind of a quick output, otherwise I might get discouraged.
Yes, that's what
taking too long.
Things.
Alessandra says she loves this. I like
good.
it.
Alessandra should do a card.
She should.
Lately.
Some hilarious dogs. They're so good. Dan says, yes, Fresco is good for a bit of animation. Yes.
Yeah. Really simple animation, though.
That's good. We got to keep it simple. We have a team at work and they do animations for more complex things, and I'm just like mind blown. I just like witchcraft. See, this is out of control. They're using a lot more intense software. Yes.
Wait, how do I want to do this?
What do we got?
Crown? Might do it upside down. I don't know. How many sides? I'm going to try to use the polygon tool, maybe.
Nice. I like it. I haven't done like a full illustration. Like since I found Fresco, like all my poor other softwares have just out the window. I use them, but I'm just like Fresco's just been taking over. But I haven't done like an illustration in Illustrator in a long time, and I do enjoy it a lot. Especially for that accuracy and stuff.
Yeah. It's very clicky clacky. Everything's like snap, snap, snap. Like, it's very clacky.
Lots of clicks. I remember I was doing one project at home. I had my MacBook, and I'm a shortcuts person, so I don't use any of the menus. So I was like clicking away on the keyboard and clicking at my touch, just looking like, I don't, like, she must know what she's doing, but it's just kind of like this like motor hands, like I don't know what's going on.
That's funny.
Alessandra says, I don't know, can I maybe do a dog tarot card? I don't know a lot of tarot cards. Well, you can do it. We still have some face cards left. I think there's a queen or a jack left. If you want to do a dog card, I will pass it on to you. Let me know. And I will send you a template, Alessandra, because we'd love for you to join us. Then maybe we could do a mojo for the other half. I've been wanting to put mojo on one of these cards.
Your mojo, yeah.
He wants to play too.
How many sides is a diamond? Well, I guess it's just a square rectangle turned sideways.
There you go.
Maybe? I don't know.
So how did you eventually come up with the idea then for Kermit the Frog?
I don't know. I know that, so like at one point, do you remember, what's that dang thing called? 36 Days of Type.
Okay.
It was a like, not a program. It was, I guess, like a social media challenge. And you would do like 36 letters of the alphabet. I mean, it included numbers. So
I know the alphabet.
Yeah, that's all the letters, and then numbers 0 through 9.
Oh, okay.
And I did that 2 years in a row, and then at one point they stopped doing it. And did I do it 2 years or 3 years? I know that each year I got smarter in that I was like, well, I'm just going to plan these out like a smart person, would do. So I do have like lists of things and characters. So it might have just been a recycled 36 Days of Type. Amazing. On my phone, like somewhere on my phone in the list among 5,000 other lists. I feel like there's one for 36 Days of Type.
Nice. That's good to have those lists. I'm so glad Past You did that for you.
Yes, exactly. But the last time that they had it, I had even planned ahead to just start making them ahead of time, because I think that's what some bigger artists did. They would just make like all of them in one shot and then release them every day on social media as if they made them that day.
Tricky.
And so I started it, I think last year, and I was like, I have these ideas, and I started. I think I got through like A through D, and I waited around and didn't see it was happening, and I didn't see it was happening, and then that was the year that the program that was running it officially stopped doing it. So there's other people who still do it and still run the hashtag. So it still exists, and it's going on, I think, now. But yeah, just under different people. Like I know, what's the name? Is it Women of Type? Yeah, Women of Type. Okay. She has one running, and she'll like repost anybody that participated in it. So I don't know what letter they're up to currently, but
wow,
there are people out there that still do it. But I kind of got discouraged of it the one year that I was finally ahead of schedule and it didn't happen.
Finally invested, ready to go, and they don't hold it. It's like if they didn't hold Inktober one year or something. We'd be so upset.
Yeah. It's very similar of that. But like I said, there's still people that do it. I just couldn't get myself hyped about it.
That's fair.
It's just
We'll do face cards instead. It'll be fine.
Yeah, right. So it happens. Is there any challenges that you remember that you participated in? Trying to break this line in half.
I think the one that kind of got me back into drawing in the pandemic was Inktober. I remember always seeing it, so I was like really late to the game. It had been running for a long time, but I was like actually able to sit and do the cards. Like I always wanted to play the game, but same thing. Like I did one drawing once and then be like, ugh, I can't do this every day because I was out of practice, or I'd be frustrated, or I'd do what felt like the obvious idea, and then you see everybody else's like really creative out of the box things. And so I get a little discouraged as well. So in the pandemic, when I was sitting at home, I had a little more time. I did that to kind of just get things back to practice a little bit. So
I never successfully completed an Inktober, so good on you.
Thanks. I think one I kind of went with a theme, like one I did like masks or something. So I used the word to kind of manipulate to look like a masquerade mask almost. So that kind of helped with an idea, and it helps that they post the words like a month or so in advance so that I can at least ponder some of them, because some of them are really hard.
Yeah, I remember the one year, it might have been last year, that the prompts were really out of pocket in that I couldn't visualize something for them, and then that's when it gets tricky, and I usually just beat myself up about it, and
it's less fun.
The usual.
Quit art entirely. I'm not good at this. I'm just gonna get rid of all my markers. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Forget what Halloween is. I mean, October is.
Yeah.
Completely just spiral. The usual.
The usual. You know how it is. Yeah. I do remember a couple, like when I was at school. RB says he completed 2024's Inktober. Good for you. That's the one Penny was just mentioning. That was a hard one.
Yeah, I remember RB posted a bunch of them. Nice. Somewhere. I think it might have been Dan's Discord, because Dan has a Discord as well.
Nice.
And yeah, he got through a lot of them.
Amazing.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I forgot what we were saying.
No, just you were talking about challenges and stuff. I knew we weren't going to get back to Inktober, so I wanted to make sure RB got acknowledged there. But when we were in school, we had, like when I was at Sheridan, we had 2 streams. So we had technical illustration stream and interpretive stream. I was in the technical side, but my roommates were in the interpretive side, and they had this one project, and they had to draw like the same thing, something absurd, like 50 times. So like if they had like a word like a fish, they had to draw like 50 different fish in like different painting styles. So like people were like, okay, whatever, we'll just do fish. But it wasn't like a clownfish and a shark, like just a fish and draw that 50 different times. So people were like doing watercolor or abstract or ink or stippling and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, some of them were getting really, like, once you get down to it, you're like, I can't possibly draw another kind of fish. It's not there.
Yeah.
But it was kind of interesting because it stretched, like, once you get down to like 30 or 40 or whatever, you're like reaching your limit. So you're just like really, really testing your knowledge and your skills. So you'll be creative and come up with something else new, right?
You didn't have to do the 50,000 fish?
I didn't have to do the fish. No, I guess I just got to watch their misery. No. Oh shoot. Okay. Alessandra's just saying she had to step away. What do you say about your question? About doing a tarot card. Yeah, you can totally do. Well, we still have a jack and a king left. I still have a couple cards. So if you want to play the game, let me know. I will send you a template and you can do a dog card for sure. We will do that. So send me a message so I don't forget. And RB says, yes, the Inktober's were in Dan's Discord.
That's what I thought. I remember him doing them.
I have to be in there more often. Some of the stuff that's in there, like every now and again, I'll go and finally catch up and check out. Everybody's got some wicked stuff in there.
Yeah. There's just so many Discords. It's hard to keep track sometimes.
Well, and even I don't even know much about Discord at all. Like everybody was just talking about this. Like, oh, Dari invites me to this, and I'd heard of it before, but like I said, I Googled how to Discord. Basically, that's how I ended up with my server space that doesn't have anything on it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so many different ones. So I'm sure I'll do something exciting with mine soon. But yeah, I also don't want to take away from the awesomeness that is the ones that are already running. So.
Yeah, I think I didn't find out about Discord until the pandemic because it was just another way to communicate with people.
Right.
Before that, I would have had no idea.
No, not a clue. Since you get into words like server and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, I think this is out of my realm. I don't think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that reminds me. I think like the first one that I joined, like most of them, you have to like click something. They're like the rules or whatever, you know,
Right.
and then you have to click on the rules, and then the whole thing opens up. And I think the first one that I joined, I was just like, this is blank. I don't understand. Like,
why do people like this? It's not really fun. It's
Yeah,
kind of boring.
I don't get it. Yeah,
I'm just here by
and then
myself.
it was like, oh, you have to click on the happy face, and then you have all the channels.
Oh, I see.
Like, who knows? Yeah,
That's so funny.
it's the little things like that.
Yeah, simple little
And
things that become
Yeah.
part of the language that you're like, oh yeah, somebody has to learn this at some point.
Mhm. I feel like you're flying. Are you? Yeah.
Oh, I'm
really
doing okay.
hoping it. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I've got lots of little tiny King Bob pearls to draw, so that's just why it looks like I'm flying.
Okay.
He's got a very pearly crown, so
Mhm.
yeah.
Can't tell.
It's hard
I
to.
also like Illustrator because it has the isolation mode when you double click.
Oh yes, that's
Yes,
classic.
Oh, why it's being so tricky. There we go.
I was so happy when I found that. That was the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alessandra
Right now
loves your shirt. Penny.
Oh, thanks. It's pineapples. I don't know if you can.
So cute.
I had to pick something green.
Nice.
That's why my.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. But I did make this one. So this is a top that I sewed.
Nice.
The neck.
Always making something. I like it.
Between this and there was a dress that I made recently that I haven't worn yet. And I was like, I kind of want to wear that, but I don't know. Last minute decision.
Game time decision.
Yes.
It's like I gotta wear something that's hues and tones and go with that, but it's too hot for a hoodie, so
yeah, that's the other thing. I feel like I get really super warm, at least back here in the crafts room studio thingy.
Yeah.
So this has no sleeves.
Perfect.
I do like your Hues and Tones shirt.
Why, thank you. I had those made a couple years ago, and they were very popular. They're very comfortable. Ladies local, and they're very soft. There's actually a friend of mine, her husband, we were at an event, and he was wearing his, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe you're wearing my shirt. He's like, it's my favorite shirt. It's so soft and cozy. I was like, oh man. I love to hear it. I did not make this shirt. I used monies for this one.
Yeah, but you still small local business, so I mean that's still something.
Exactly. Spread the wealth every now and again. It's like I made the logo, but I needed some silk screen help for sure. I love it. RB says that Alessandra could always do a Monopoly card. We're just gonna open all the realms there, RB. We'll never be finished. Oh my gosh. So what other kinds of things are you working on? Like, do you do like, I know you like work as an illustrator, but like, do you do freelance or anything, or is it all just for you at home?
Just for me. I feel like people will request things by association, which is always nice.
Yes.
But like actively seeking freelance. I don't do that too often. Do you? Or
Kind
you
of the
more of
same
like,
thing. I'll get like logos through friends or coworkers, things like that. It'll be like I just recently did a monogram for a coworker. She wanted like some stationery for her husband. So something like that. So it's just a little more unique. But yeah, not really actively hunting it down because like I've
yeah,
committed myself to 78 tarot cards, a couple live
yeah,
streams, some face cards, and I
yeah,
have a day job. And you know, Mojo
yeah,
wants to go for a walk now and again. So.
right, exactly. It does get exhausting. Yeah, sometimes, especially stickers in person, I feel like people will uh, not like they're breaking down the door or anything, but sometimes people are like, "Oh, you make stickers?" I'm like, yeah, and then I'll make cool stickers for people that I know or
Yes.
people that saw that I do them, and that's always fun because it gives me something to do, and then it's not super tricky, but I enjoy doing it. Although I haven't heard me in person, so like stickers, I wouldn't do more than like 25
That's probably reasonable.
basically. Yeah, so 25 has been a good, pardon me, like a good amount to do.
Well, that's good. And then yeah, like I find same thing for things for a friend or something. Like, oh, actually, this is a really good funny quote. This would make a really good sticker or something. Then, like you said, it
Mm,
gives you like a kind of a mini project with low pressure,
yes,
so you can
exactly. Yeah.
challenge yourself a little bit. Give yourself kind of because I find I have to have some sort of kind of goal or deadline. Like in the pandemic when I was getting back into the illustrations, I was like,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do one a month. And then that gave me a bit of a deadline. Otherwise, like the procrastination or just like, oh, I'll do it later really sinks in. So I have to give myself something to hold myself to.
Smart.
And then, so those little projects and stuff, it's kind of a cool challenge to challenge yourself, but then it doesn't feel like pressure. Like sometimes with freelance stuff,
Yeah.
it's at one point I get to like, ugh, I don't really like this idea.
Agree. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's just something about it. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are capable of doing things themselves. Because there are things like Canva and AI and whatnot, and so people have kind of a grasp of how to do things themselves. And if it's something that's really silly or it doesn't seem like it'll be worth it, depending upon what people value that or not, kind of like that kind of a
Right.
situation too. Then you run into like, oh well, I can do this, but it'll be this much, and their values are not aligning with oh, because I'm supporting this artist. And then it gets tricky, and then that's when I'm just like, just a lot more trouble than it's worth, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know the people who have like a appreciation for the art, and then those that
Right.
have just kind of maybe they just aren't in it, so they don't understand. So, like I know I have
Yeah.
friends and family who, if I said like, because I knit as well, I'll be like, if I said to them like maybe $30 a pair of socks, they're like, yep, that makes total sense. Yeah, I've seen how tiny the stitches are. Yep, I get it, 100%. But then I had a friend, I posted a sweater I knit once, and a friend of a friend commented and said, "Oh, that's so great. Would you ever make another one?" I said, "I totally would. Just so you know, the
Uh-huh.
yarn cost itself $150." She's like, "That sweater's really nice. You have a great day." Like, kind of
Oh
like,
no, yeah. That's a good
nope,
comfort.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
At least you're honest about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, it's, especially when it's like, it's not my business either. Like, it's just something that I
Right.
would be doing. Like,
Yeah.
I would rather knit something that left my house because I live in a one bedroom
Yes.
apartment. I'm happy to have something leave, but also like that's also time that I'm not doing something else. So I want to make sure that I'm being careful with that as well and like valuing that
Yeah.
time. Like I give away a lot of knits and like I will give people like a really good price for stuff. Like some projects I'll just be like, just if you pay for the yarn, like you're keeping my hands busy, that's
Right.
fine. Like for friends and
Yes.
family, you know?
Mm.
But generally it's not too bad, but you have to be careful with your time too, because if it's all for everybody else all the time, it's not no balance.
Right. Yeah. Or if it's like really sentimental, like if it's someone you know and it's like, you know, they want you to make X, Y, or Z for a sentimental reason. I mean, I can get behind that
for sure,
because it means a lot to them, and it makes me happy that they would have asked me to make, you know, said item, whatever it may be. So I don't mind that too much, but yeah, sometimes it gets a little too tricky, and maybe I'm not as business savvy as other people are. So yeah, I think if I was just living off of like a freelance income completely, and that's like not having an Etsy store, of just being like, I need work, you know what I mean? I think I would not like making stuff stuff anymore, which is a shame. So I don't know. All respect to people who can do that and who do grind like that. But for me, it's exhausting, and I kind of just know myself well enough to be like, well, that's just not great for me. So, but selling like you do, you know, like booth, and having stuff that you already made, and having that being sold is just as what would you call that? I don't know, just as not heartwarming, but I don't know,
like fulfilling, and just kind of have it
fulfilling.
Come through.
There we go. Yeah, where it's like,
yeah, and I think like because I'm the same way too. Like if I like a project, I'm gonna like put my all into it. Like I'm still interested in the tarot cards more than 3 cards in, so that's like a good thing.
Yeah.
But if there's sometimes for a freelance project, I've been pretty lucky in my freelance projects because they've been from like friends and family or coworkers and stuff. But like sometimes like even just like through design stuff at work, I'm like, I really don't like this idea at all. And so you're just not into it. I feel like it's hard. Like you have to kind of try and make it exciting in a certain way, and kind of make find a twist on it, because otherwise it's just like I won't do it or won't really do something I'm proud of, and that's not fair to the person requesting it either.
Right.
So
yeah,
try and do stuff that I really like, and then but when I do like the freelance stuff, I'm like same as you. If it's friends and family, I'll be like, oh, like I'll charge you this much. And like the last person I did a freelance thing for, she's like, I don't know much about your world. I'm 98% sure you're undercharging me, so I'm going to pay you this instead. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, you appreciate the work behind it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, some people get it.
And there, for some people, like I know, like this is for anybody out there listening, this isn't really great advice, but like just like, because I know some of these people, they would spread the word nicely, that if I do a good logo, they would tell a friend. Like they're the kind of people who would word of mouth my work. So I did kind of lower the price for exposure. I don't recommend this if you're going to be a freelancer. But like, you know, those people are going to like spread the word or appreciate the work or whatever else. So
yeah.
How's everybody in the chat doing? Are we still here? Okay, YouTube is still live. That is good. What? Excellent. I interrupt your... Where's Twitch? There we go.
Yeah, I can only be on one at a time, so hopefully it's working.
We appear to still be live, unless the delay is just really, really long.
I did notice a delay when I was on YouTube, though. I was like, whoa, there's a delay to this.
RB says, I get a lot of my work through word of mouth, which is great. People recognize good work and spread the word. Yes, definitely. So, yeah, I the only reason why I don't recommend it like as a piece of advice, is just because I know a lot of artists do undersell themselves because bigger corporations or something will say it'll be good for your portfolio. So I just more caution that approach.
Yeah.
But definitely there's like the best thing is word of mouth for sure, for on top of those kinds of things. Like that's why I like to go to the markets, and that's why I'm trying to put my stuff out into different settings so that people will recognize it or spread the word. I just don't want you to undersell yourself, really.
Your lead for you. Yeah. The people, the customers, they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're so amazing.
Oh my gosh. I must buy one of everything, please.
Yes. And with your gnomes. Your gnomes are like the showstopper. At least that's what I've gathered.
Aw, thanks.
And
everybody loves them.
Yes.
Well, thank you
So
for
many
saying
gnomes.
that, because they just like, I did one in a studio one time. I was just like, I want to get back to watercolor. And I had been knitting some gnomes. And so I was like, oh, well, I have a gnome reference. Let's just paint this guy and see where we're at. And people wanted one of their own. And now I draw gnomes all the time. Which is great, because they're really fun.
Yeah, they turned out really cute.
Thank you.
Do you have any new gnomes? Are there any secret like gnomes in the works?
There actually are secret gnomes in the works. So I have a one that I'm going to actually put out this week. He's really funny. If I can get him sorted out, I'm going to put him out on Instagram this week. But then I'm in a market in the summer, and in June there's like a theme to the night. So it's bruise and vinyl or something. And so I have a couple gnomes that are going to fit the theme for that I'm very excited for. I only have some sketches. I have to play with my markers this weekend to get them all wrapped up, but I've got 3 or 4 more new ones coming soon. So very excited.
They all have names.
I haven't named them. They're usually just like the daisy gnome or anything, but that should be a thing, I think. I should start naming them. If you have any gnome suggestions.
I was going to say King Bab. I mean, like the minions. I'm sure they all have names. Some more iconic than others.
They do. One is named Kevin, and my coworker's named Kevin, so I never let him forget it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, I should be naming the gnomes. That would make so much more sense.
One of them is a Dave. Maybe?
I think so. Yeah. There's got to be a Dave. Yeah. If there's not, there should be.
Sounds like one of them.
RB says, people call me through a recommendation like 10 friends in a line. Often I have no clue which friend what it was. That's so funny, RB. Hey, someone's talking nice things about you, and that's nice to hear.
They're knocking down the doors for RB's stuff.
It's pretty awesome stuff from what I've seen. Keep them busy. But yeah, I'm always can appreciate the hard work that goes into being a freelance artist. I know I had some people that I graduated from school with, and they did freelance, just sole freelance, and like that sounds so stressful to me. And I'm not really like a big salesperson. Like I enjoy the markets and I can sell the work that I have, but that kind of like why I'd be the illustrator for you, it's like, oh, I have to be in the right mood for that.
I forget if Kermit's tongue, I think if it's heart shaped or if it's flat. I think it's flat, but I don't remember.
Oh, I feel like there's one.
Flat.
Oh, we've got Bliss in the stream. Welcome.
Oh, yay.
Woohoo. Welcome to the stream.
Trying to figure out Kermit's tongue. If it's flat.
I feel like it's a heart shape. I'm trying to remember like the Kermit that I had when I was a kid. I feel like it's a heart shape. I
don't know.
But look how fabulous he is. Look how how symmetrical and fabulous he is.
Yes.
So good.
I have to start putting in the real deal lines though now, and I'm like, don't ruin it.
Well,
in my head.
It's so funny.
Okay, this looks great.
Because I was working on one of the gnomes this weekend, and I was like drawing with markers and coloring and stuff. And so many parts of me was like, okay, I can always undo it if I mess it up. Like, no, you can't. Yeah. It's on paper. You're gonna have to just try again.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll see.
Gosh. Or try to like zoom in or something. Like, nope.
I do the pinch to zoom all the time on paper when I'm sketching. And I'm like, oh wait, that doesn't work.
Oh wait, that's not how this functions. I have to get closer to my paper, and then I get marker all over my face. Right. Oh my goodness. Proxy says the whole family is here. We're all here.
Yes. Okay, well, I think that's pretty close.
Oh man, you look so good. You look so good.
Okay, so now, what do I want to do? I think I'm going to start combining.
Oops.
I put a copy at the bottom, so in case I really mess up.
See, I'm like that too. I'll have so many copies of things, like, just in case. Live text everywhere.
Yes, exactly. Secretly over there. I should have put it on a different layer. I think I'll do that now. We'll put this on a different layer.
So good.
There we go. We'll name this copy.
Oh, see, you're naming stuff. Oh, you're way ahead of me. I'm just at layer 3, layer 4, copy of layer 2, which was former layer 3.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get one on different layers just so I can shut them on and off, and maybe I won't get so stressed about them. So I'll make a crown layer.
Nice.
And maybe the head is all on.
Hope you guys are paying attention. This is how one takes care of their files. Don't follow my layer plans.
In InDesign, everything is always on one layer for me, which is probably really bad, but who knows? I don't know.
When we were doing work one time, we were doing files and stuff, and I started party at like our graphics team and stuff, and my one coworker, a friend of mine, was kind of like, do you use artboards at all? More just like can you please start using artboards, please? Because it's just it was just one, and everything was everywhere.
Oh, that's funny. Like, have you heard of artboards? Just curious.
Just
wondering.
If you don't use them, why not? Out of curiosity. Because using other people's files is a crazy thing.
Yes.
Especially like raw files. I
honestly didn't. I was gonna say I didn't get the hang of artboards for the longest time, and then once I figured out, that you can have multiple and in one file and then export them out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But before, I didn't utilize them properly. I just have one artboard, and I still do this. And then I have what I call the graveyard or junkyard, which is like all the stuff surrounding the artboard that doesn't belong there. And then it's just one giant junk file. And then like the appropriate stuff is on the artboard, and then like everything else is just hanging out, basically.
Then every now and again, I'll accidentally export like without using artboards and send it to my printer, and they'll be like, "What do you want? What is this?" I'm like,
yes,
so
exactly.
Sorry, wrong file.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
Okay, what can we do?
RB says I use a shortcut for layer and immediately give it a name. See, that's really smart. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that is the correct way to do things.
I know, like for like at work, we have like a standard file set up so that everybody can just jump into a file and know where everything is. So that makes sense. We have that set up that way. But for my own files, like I think the tarot, I have a pretty good like rhythm now to make sure I can find where my layers are and kind of figure things out that way. But for just a working file like this, I've got my references all over the place and everything else. It's a whole thing. Then I have to figure out what the heck I did. Like I go into like the old files, like go back into like the Kraken or the Dragon. When I recently did the bookmarks, I was going through the Dragon file trying to like figure out how to separate certain pieces. Oh, going through those layers was a whole other thing. Because I was fresco, so I wasn't even naming layers or anything.
Oh, yeah. Like, who made this?
Who did
Oh,
this?
yeah, me.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
my fault.
Who
I
wrote
did
this mess? Yeah. Oh, yeah, me.
Don't hire this illustrator. She doesn't know
Oops.
what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if I wanted to combine these shapes. It's too late now. I already combined them. That's okay. We'll go back to this copy.
So did
It's down here.
you like
Did I?
divide them all and are you using like the Pathfinder tool?
I think I did. Oh, nope, I didn't on this one, so I'm safe. Okay. Whew. Like, whew. It seemed like a good idea at the time, and now I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So I'll make a separate layer maybe for the eyes. Eyes. Okay, and then we'll get rid of the ones on his eyes on his head. We'll remove those. There we go. And then, are they there? Where'd they go? Oh, whoops. I want to leave those there so I can line them up correctly. There we go.
Nice.
Now I can delete them. There's one. Oops, oops. And the second one. Flip, reflect. That's the word. It's like flip around. No, reflect. Okay.
Make
Get
copy.
rid of these eyeballs. Yeah.
Make copy, but backwards.
Flippy? Yeah.
Well, and that's like, I'm such a shortcuts person, so when I'm training people at work, I'm like, then use the K tool. I don't even know what it is.
I was with width. I'm like, it's W. I actually don't know as many shortcuts as I should. I feel like I don't always know. I don't always resort to shortcuts. And then other times there's buttons that I'm like, why is there no shortcut for this? Like, why do I have to go to? I think it's let me see here. Object. I don't think you can you flip things? No, you see, you can't reflect things.
I feel like there should be
yeah. Every time I go drag that menu down, I'm like, well, why can't I just, what's the hotkey for that? And it doesn't exist yet, so, oh well.
I know there's one like in Photoshop you can use, because I remember watching a roommate of mine. She would do like her digital paintings, and she did what I think all of us should be doing, but I never do, and I always regret it when I do it, is like she would paint, but she'd like mirror her illustration. So there's a shortcut that would mirror it, so like to balance things out, so like, you know, the nose is actually in the right place, not for that actual view or whatever. Like, I should do that more often to have a better like round.
You mean like flip it backwards?
Yeah, so like reflect it basically. So she'd go back and forth, so that like and because usually if I do that, like maybe if I reflect King Bob here, let's see what happens. Oh, he still looks like a minion. Okay, that's good. Because sometimes, like, I'll do it with a face or do something like, whoa, those proportions are all out of proportion. Like, it's a mess.
Yeah.
So it's better to flip it. Well, that's a recommendation that people have had for me before, is like to flip it and just kind of work both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Alessandra, how long are you streaming to? We were aiming for a 2-hour stream, but I guess we're going to go to see how far the critters go here. We're on a good roll.
Yeah, I don't know how far are you. I think you're like flying through this. Maybe?
Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. The pressure! The pressure!
Aaron, why are you going so fast?
Because the fresco's allowing me to. I've got lots left to do. Don't worry, I got lots of diamonds and stuff here. I'm not going to be sitting here watching you illustrate. Don't worry, there's lots to do.
Yeah. I normally go, I feel like, really fast, and I was like, oh, I should slow down, and now I'm like, oh God, what have I done?
There's no pressure. If we don't finish today, that's okay. We got lots of time.
That's true. I can always finish it later. You would think I would be able to figure this out in 2 hours, but alas.
I'm not good at that necessarily for how long things should take, really. Like, I should be done soon. It'll be fine. Then you're like, 4 movies later.
For what, an hour?
Yeah. See, you're killing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I normally stream for 2 hours, like an hour 45. So
There you go. Perfect. And then I get like a skewed perspective of like how long things should take or whatever. Because when I was at school, our first year at Sheridan was all like everybody took the same year. So all fundamentals of drawing and perspective and life drawing and things, so that everybody had at least some basics going in. But we did like a life drawing class. And so you do poses, like you do the gesture drawing that are like 10 seconds, 30 seconds. So you do a lot of stuff that's really, really fast for a long time. And then you get into like 1 minute pose and then a 2 minute pose. So once you get up to something that's like a 20-minute pose, it feels like forever. So I remember doing these drawings and like I had to check myself a little bit because I would show my parents or my friends or whatever, like, oh, this one was a whole 20 minutes. They're like, you drew this in 20 minutes. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really snotty, fun. But I'm like, in perspective of this class, it's a really long time.
Right. Well, for gestures especially, if you do some sort of, like you said, timed, where you start out with, okay, this one's going to be 1 minute, and then you build all the way up to, even like 4 minutes is like, wow, I'm still, this one's taking forever, because you just kind of slop through, you know, it's a gesture, the other ones, and then, yeah, you get to your, if you're down to, or if you're up to something like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Feels like eternity all of a sudden.
So long. Bliss says I spent almost 2 hours drawing jorts yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
320 by 120 pixel artboard. We have no concept of time without a timer. So funny. Arby says, one heck of a jort. I'm sorry I missed whatever that was. I missed the streams yesterday.
Yeah. I said it was the Adobe live streams. I assumed it was Jack started it, but Jack made a viewer suggestion of the word jorts as like a typographic, Jack Watson as like a typographic design for a project, and then it's been going on ever since.
That basically is hilarious. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, maybe.
And like the cutoffs, basically like cutoffs, you know, like the dad shorts.
Oh man, now I feel like I should do like a gnome with some jorts or something.
Oh my gosh, you should. I haven't drawn any jorts yet.
That is so good. Oh my gosh. See, that's what I like the live streams. See what people are coming up with. Where I would never have heard about that otherwise. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was somebody suggested it during, I think, Jack's, and that's what made me assume it was Jack that developed the jorts concept.
I love it. Bliss says, yes, I started with the Jack Watson.
Yes. Yeah, I assumed it was something she did, or she was the main person, because it showed up in hers first. Okay, that's not too bad.
Bliss says, a gnome with jorts, it was the thing we didn't even know we needed it until you said it.
Yeah,
well, we're changing the plan, Moj. We've got a new plan.
Is that something in Canada, like, familiar with?
Oh, like, yeah, the cutoff shorts. Oh, yeah, the big thing. Yeah, was as soon as our jeans got ruined, we were like, yes, we're gonna make them into shorts again. Oh yeah, look at them coming together.
I never know if there's like certain things that other places don't say or do when it's something so silly like that. You never know.
Yeah, there's always like there's been a few things I've found through the streams that I'm surprised at. Well, like we're talking about like how different the daylight savings time is. Like I know some places just don't do like daylight savings time, but I didn't realize that people did it at different times until I started streaming at a regular evening time. Different things like that.
I was gonna say, even in the states, because we have one whole state, I forget which one it is. Is it Arizona? One of them that just doesn't, or a region in Arizona that just doesn't do it at all. It's like, okay, cool. Like, you guys don't do that? Neat. Like,
oh my goodness. Like, there's got to be people who, like, if it's a small state too, like, who like cross the state line for work or something at some point.
Oh yeah,
That must be like a nightmare.
That's pretty funny.
Persistently late for work or early for work.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. It's like, I know, like, we rely on our phones a lot more. Like, they just automatically update now, which is great. But I know there was times where I was definitely late for a lot of things, or like I was slept in for breakfast. My friends were like, "So what's going on?" And they were all being weird until I realized later in the day that I hadn't changed my clock, and I made them wait an extra hour for me because I slept in.
Oopsies.
Oops, sorry guys. It's on me next
When
time.
I worked in retail long ago, I remember Sunday. It would be Sunday mornings. Is when daylight savings is, and there would always be that like one person who's just like, oh, sorry, I couldn't get here on time. I didn't know about daylight savings time. But that was when it was like excusable. Now, like you said, it's just everything changes by itself. So I don't know if people still use that excuse. They might. I don't know.
They might. I haven't heard many. We're like, okay, that smartphone in your pocket? Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Feeling better about this, maybe.
Look at them coming together. I like it.
Yeah.
So you do your shapes, and then is it do you divide them all out and then do like a Pathfinder, or do you do something else? I've been illustrating.
Yeah, I do. I know like the efficient thing is Pathfinder, but I like Shape Builder more because like visually, if you like mouse over stuff, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah.
It'll gray out what is combining, so you can just like squiggle it together.
Awesome.
For some reason, like my brain, it might just be how my brain works. It's easier for me to doodle the pieces together.
Nice.
with the Shape Builder.
No, that's cool. I've never used that tool before. I don't think that's amazing. Because for visually, that sounds a lot smoother.
Like, otherwise, I use Pathfinder sometimes, but a lot of times I feel like it's visually, it doesn't always make sense to me, like which button to press. And then also, since I use Cricut, like Cricut has its own versions of all of these modes in Pathfinder, and then it's not relearning it, but thinking about like, oh yeah, that's right, because they have I think it's Attach. Attach is one, and I would think if I was in an Adobe program, that Attach is like it's stuck together forever, like it's together. And in Cricut, you can just like detach it and it's fine. Same for, I think, Weld is another feature, and it just comes back apart.
What? That's not how a weld works. Like, that's a bad weld. My brother, I don't know much about welding, but from what my brothers told me, that's a bad weld.
Weld, you can take them apart? I don't know. I know for sure you can with Attach, and it has group. It has group too. So like group and Attach are two different things. So like stuff like that where the vocabulary isn't the same anyway. And it just, to me, my brain appreciates the Shape Builder, or what is he? Yeah, Shape Builder tool more.
Oh man, amazing.
Although I do like to pretend in my head that Pathfinder is like some sort of adventurer, because his name is like the Pathfinder. And
I love it.
He's like an Indiana Jones type character.
Okay, we gotta draw the Pathfinder. Quick, guys, get your pens out. Let's go.
That's what I think of every time in my head. Or same with, there's this brand of spices called Spice Hunter.
Okay.
And I feel like they live in the same universe.
Oh, the next comic book is coming, guys. Yes. They'll live in the same world with those little like helpful robot aliens that we were talking about.
Because I haven't done that either, and I said I was going to do it. Yeah, I haven't done that either. The droids, there we go.
The droids, that's right. The art droids. Mm-hmm. See, these are all on the magical list for when we get stuck. So for the next
Right,
project, we're like that's the face card
Mhm.
equivalent that comes up, you'll be like, let's go check that list, and you'll find the art droids, and then it'll be their time.
Yes.
They just sometimes some projects need to percolate, and that's okay.
I just noticed since I didn't cut out his tongue, it looks like he's got like diva lips. Like,
you should keep them that way. I think you should definitely keep them that way. He's very fancy, King Kermie.
Yes. He's got such a cute lip gloss on. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
I'll fix it right
You know,
now.
like when like the kings and stuff, they put all like that big rouge on because they're all so pale. Like it's just his diva lips for that.
Yeah. I did do the powdered wig initially. I think I did like the curly. I did like the little, because the cards, like those playing cards, have those weird and antiquated hairstyles with like the loopy curls.
Right.
I think initially I did do something like that, and I was like, oh, it's weird.
And I like the little, like the Shakespeare like mustache with like the soul patch like goatee situation happening.
Yeah, like that thing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Bliss says, I like the shape builder, and in Fresco using the touch modifier with the vector brushes to delete overlapping lines is like using shape builder. That's cool. Yeah, like
Bliss
the trim.
is a touch modifier queen, I would say, because I almost never use it. Bliss is like touch modifier this and that and this and that.
That's the little guy in the bottom left corner. Is that the name of that?
Do you use it? I think that's the little orb that like shows up. Do you use it?
Yeah, so I use it for the trim on the vector lines because I saw Dan use it on a stream once, and I was like, that's going to save me a lot of frustration because I'd be like erasing up to the line and trying not to divot it, and I'd just be going crazy. So once I found out how the trim works, that's how I use it. But I never knew. I was trying to teach people, like on the streams, and be like, I'm trying to be knowledgeable. I'm like, again, with the shortcuts. The little circle in the bottom left. I'm like, I'm sure it has a name. I don't know what it is. So thank you, Bliss and Penny. I appreciate that. Because I'm like, I don't know what it's called. I don't know what we're doing here.
The orb.
The orb. The magical orb with the trim tool feature.
I don't know if I want these anymore.
So with the shape builder, when your shape is done, does it like do anything fancy with like the vector dots, or does it just like where there's an overlap there's a vector, like a point?
I think it does its best. Let me see. It seems to combine them pretty well. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't add. I think if that's what you mean, if it like adds extra shapes or extra points, it doesn't do that.
Okay, well that's good because I know sometimes with the Pathfinder you'll get like all the little like divots sometimes, so keeping it clean is good. RB says Fresco on Windows is still crappy. Oh, that's not good.
Fresco on Windows?
On Windows.
I didn't even know they had it for Windows.
I know Dan's been using it on like the Surface and stuff, and I know it glitches out every now and again, like it'll crash on him. But I don't know. I have not used the desktop Fresco on my Mac or Windows, if I'm assuming that's what RB's looking at, or Windows there. But that's unfortunate. It always hangs up on my system, Bliss says, so I don't use it unless I'm testing something, like making sure something loaded over cloud. That makes sense. Oh.
Yeah, I've not used that, and I don't have a Mac. I have a PC, so I don't know if I've had very much luck with streaming from my iPad at all. From a PC standpoint, I don't really I don't know, I never really figured it out proper, but I'm not a tech person. But I know like with the Mac you can just use it as an extra screen, right?
Yeah, like, I like my iPad plugged right into my computer so I can use it as like an extra monitor for sure. Oh, okay, so we got some answers here. So RB says you can install a plugin for Illustrator that deletes overlapping points to make it to 1. It's a free plugin.
Oh.
And Dan says, yeah, Fresco on PC is not optimized as optimized as on the iPad. So the iPad's still your better bet there. RB is going to post the file for that plugin for everybody. Fresco on Snapdragon is not fully cooked at all.
Do you know what Snapdragon is?
I don't know what Snapdragon is. I'm intrigued. I want to know what it is.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Can't use Fresco on Mac yet. I'm not sure if it's still in the works or not. All these knowledgeable people in the chat to keep us in the loop.
These are the tech people.
Follow the things.
So smart.
Everybody's got their knowledge. That's why I like the streams, because everybody knows something about something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no one's ever like, good luck. Like as you're struggling.
Oh, I watched your struggle for 2 hours. That was great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know. It's too bad she didn't use that really simple tool that we told her about. I could have told her about.
Yeah, exactly. No one ever leaves you hanging in the art community.
No. Good community that like to share and help out, which is always the best part. Dan says, no Fresco on Mac on the horizon. Okay, that's cool. I like it on the iPad, though. Like, I feel like it works as, like, a tangible, get your hands on the app. Like, I'm not certain I would use Fresco. Like, if I was going to go onto my desktop, I'd be using Illustrator. Like, I would just go into Illustrator instead.
Mm-hmm. And, the vector brushes, like I know a lot of people use Procreate, and like I've tried Procreate before, but to me it feels like it's kind of behind because of the lack of whatchamacallit, the vector capabilities. I'm pulling up, I drew a diamond earlier in on my computer, and I'm just pulling. I know I got that far.
That's amazing.
And I can't remember.
I love
this really simple one.
I love all your like line hierarchy and everything you have going on here.
So far so good.
I'm only at 1 line weight here. Oh my gosh, might be tearing through, but I got lots of line weights to add. Yeah, Mac is only a double foot.
Yeah, that's a diamond. There we go.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a very fancy diamond.
And maybe some of these circles. I don't know. Pearls, maybe. And then I remember it was on, I don't remember if it was the stream you had with Dan and Odari, but you guys were talking about making the coloring pages have like a lot of lines and stuff, because then it's more fun to color.
Right.
But I always find it like more challenging to color when there's like lots of lines. I'm like, oh, it's exhausting.
You gotta have a balance of everything. Sometimes I have a few coloring books. Like I have Dan's. Oh, I'm gonna butcher it right now. Azteca it's Moderno. I can't say it. I can't. I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to butcher the language, Dan. I'm so sorry.
Right.
But I have his coloring book here, and that's for like the tiny little bits and pieces. But then I have a Minions coloring book that my sister bought me. I'm like, this is perfect for I just want big swashes of color. Like I want to throw big swashes down today. So we have Bliss says, I like Procreate for what can be done in it. I mean, many people use Procreate for professional work or business. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think like I heard about Procreate around the same time that I heard of Fresco, and I fell down the Fresco hole. Well, I had like an Adobe Suite already, so that's what happened there. I think Procreate has a cool thing on it. Like, it's not enough for me to switch over, but like where you can kind of like it'll time how long you actually illustrated in a file, which I think is really cool. I would be really interested to see how long some of the tarot cards actually take me. RB posted the code in the Discord for that plugin, so thank you very much, RB. In the work in progress channel, so everybody can check that out. The brush capabilities are really dynamic. I assume we're talking about Procreate still, which is great.
And some of the like Kyle Webster went over to Procreate. I'm pretty sure. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Kyle T. Webster, like the brush guy. Brush guru.
And then Proxy says, I bought my iPad Pro in 2011. Someone in the Apple Store drawing on Procreate is so beautiful. Yeah, I think any tool, if you're open to it, like you can make it do what you want to do. Like I didn't learn Fresco in any official capacity. I saw a couple live streams with people trying it, and then I was just like, I wonder if it can do this or this or that. So I kind of pushed it myself. Yeah. So and then Google some certain things and like, there's got to be an easier way. Because I do get kind of set in my ways. Like I'll be like, Illustrator will do what I want. Why would I do a different one? But it's good to learn different ones. Alessandra says there's some features. Bliss says there's some features that Procreate has that I wish Fresco would include. Okay, interesting. Yeah,
that's the way it usually is. Like there still are things in each one in a lot of different apps that it's like, oh geez, if it only had this, it would be perfect. Like if it only had this, like blah 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 app does.
Well, Dan was saying that on his stream earlier today, doing some animation software comparisons and things, and I said, well, like what you should do is like make your own app or have one that like pulls the stuff, like
be a consultant on it. Yeah, like I would use a DTM drawing app.
That's what I said. Not
branded, I would use it.
I would use it for sure.
Yeah. The brand, I would be good with that.
I would give it a shot. So, Dan, you're not busy, right? You can just develop an app right now. You don't have a lot going on. None of us are busy. It's fine.
Script an app in your free time.
Ain't no thing.
Mm-hmm.
Alessandra said the minion's really cute. Thank you so much. Yeah, he was a last minute idea, and what should have been an obvious idea in my mind. I love the minions, and I have lots of them around here. Should have been obvious. Okay. RB's got some instructions on how to handle the plugin. You just copy the file, so thank you, RB. We will check that out.
I was in the YouTube chat, and no one was talking in the YouTube chat.
No one's talking. I think they're all in the Twitch chat, I think.
I know, yeah. So I had the YouTube up, and I did X out of it recently just because I'm like, oh, nobody's really in here.
I always kind of guess wrong. I'll just be like, okay, I'll be over in YouTube, and then no one's talking, and then they're all over in Twitch, and they're like, okay, fine, I'm going to Twitch this time, and they're all over in YouTube.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You guys it's usually also when I watch, I'm just going where everyone is. Then if I hear like these streamers saying, "Oh, like Bliss said that," and I'm like, "Where's Bliss?"
Yeah,
not here.
She's not here.
Oh, I see. I have to jump. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's how I am. At least.
I guessed wrong again.
Where's so and so? They just said their name. I don't see them.
Yeah, I want to hang out with the people for sure. Have the good chats.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope. Dan moved over to YouTube. Said, "We're here."
Yes, Steve.
We're over here. Dan, we were just talking about using your app that you're going to develop. We're so excited.
Yes, yeah. DTM drawing app.
Oh, Bliss says, I like being able to use a gradient feature in Procreate. Now, see, that would be nice. Gradients would be pretty cool.
Well, I guess Fresco doesn't have it. Gradients, does it?
Oh, now I want to look. I guess the way it was written, it sounds like no. I guess you can make your own gradient, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oops.
I don't know, to be honest.
Boop, boop, boop. Clever's now following me. Clever's here. Woohoo!
Hey, Clever.
What's
Are you on Twitch?
Yeah, Dan says, I want a cleaner, easier to use animation app. Well, we will test it for you when you develop it in your spare time.
We need to consult DTM.
Maybe build a plugin for Fresco. Hey, I would test it. I would. I'd be a really good tester because I don't really know what I'm doing. So we'll see if it's easy to use.
in between where I like After Effects. Like I know it exists and I don't mind using it, but other times I'm just like, I don't want to boot up After Effects as if it's like the working in the mines or something. Like it's such an ordeal for me. But so then that's when I go back to Express to do animation, because sometimes I just don't feel like trying to get After Effects to, I don't know, do stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the reason why Fresco worked so well for me is I was at home, and so it was the pandemic, and I was like able to sit and work on something. But the same thing, I'm like, I know After Effects is an amazing tool. We use it at work all the time,
Right.
But just like I wanted this to do the thing now.
Right. So, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't want to like spend forever trying to do it.
Yeah, my creative time and energies are so fleeting that I want to act while they're there.
Especially when, or not especially, but if it's something just so simple that you're just like, it's moving, you know, like it's not like you had a plan going in.
Yeah.
Not like, okay, part 1 is this, and then it goes to this, and then it goes to that. Like it's squash, stretch, this. But if in Express, you're just like, look at it go.
I want it to do the flop. Do the flop.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
We do like little like lunch and learns and stuff at work about different things that we do, just so we can all kind of learn different tools. Like we have new people coming in from outside of the company who can give us insight as to what we might not know, and different tools or ways to use Photoshop or whatever. And they do animation ones a lot for the animation side of our team. And I'm just like mind blown. I'm like so overwhelmed. Like I do not know any of the words you're using.
Yeah.
Bliss says it's the gradient is something that's in the works, but Fresco doesn't have a gradient feature. Procreate has a gradient feature, and you can even use gradient maps. Very cool.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And it has various blur features as well. Interesting. Oh, now I'm going to try Procreate and ruin everything.
I haven't booted it up in a while, so I'm not sure. Do you remember?
Okay, let's clean up some of these lines, man. Oh my gosh, it's 8:30. How did that happen?
Oh, I thought I was going to finish this. That's okay.
It's like, I'm not going to finish, but that's okay.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know about this background. Never touches the background.
I'm so worried about the backgrounds. What backgrounds? I haven't even...
I'm so worried about it, yeah.
Mine's white.
Not done. Yeah, not done at all.
That's okay.
I mean, I made a lot of progress.
You sure did. It looks amazing. And we'll just have to stream again. It'll be fine.
Yeah, if he's going sideways like that. I mean, it's not terrible. I got a lot done.
Not terrible.
Okay, let's turn some of these off. Or lock some of them down. And mess with the hands some more.
So I had the same question for Dan and Odari, and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Because this is Creative Jams, I'm trying to like inspire creativity, and you're a very creative person. You said you've got lots of different things that you like to work on. Do you have a piece of advice or something you would tell a fellow creative or inspired creative about creativity or creating things?
I guess just kind of goes back to what we were saying about freelancing and stuff. Just like pick simple things. You know, like something like for sewing especially. I feel like if I don't like to get myself frustrated. So if you have like simple things as a backup to stay creative, I think it's pretty easy. I saw this this lady do this thing for her kids. This is me using like parenting technique for myself. But there's this lady during Christmas time I saw on YouTube, and it was like Christmas decorating or whatever, and she does like thrifts a lot of stuff. And so she would make these like little stations around her house where it's like, oh, this is the wrapping station or whatever, and it has the gift wrap and the tape in it and the bows and whatever. And then, like this is the coloring station for my kids, and like she put all the coloring books in there automatically, and then also put the crayons in it. And then she made like this other little thing of like thrifted items where it was like, oh, and then these are like the crosswords or something, and it's for kids, but for me, I'm just like, oh my God, that's so smart. Because then I have a bin here in my craft studio that I think it's just called Easy Crafts. And it does have coloring books and stuff in it. And that way, when I want to be creative and I don't have like a sketch or, like my sewing stuff set up or things are messy, I know I can just grab like the easy crafts bin, which is silly, but I don't know why that thing that lady did with her kids resonated so much with me, but I was like, oh my gosh,
I love it.
that way I don't get frustrated, because sometimes when you start a new project and then it's just not going your way, and then you just want to just not do like anything anymore, you don't feel creative, you just feel stuck. So I think having like easy backup type creative activities readily available, like you would for small children, then it's a more productive use of your time enjoying the process rather than like, oh, I just can't get this. I suck. I'm gonna throw everything in the trash now.
I'm gonna go take up welding, I guess.
Yeah, the little dopamine hits, which, like I said, that was based around keeping her children busy during Christmas time. But I was like, oh, this works for me so well, though.
That's awesome. No, that's a great idea because
Yeah.
like I like to have some things like we were saying, having like a list of ideas. Like I have like, oh, I'd love to do that project. I don't have a thing for that right now, but I just make a note of it so that like when like I went back to a lot of those kinds of lists when I went back to when we started doing this face card project. I was like, what are some things that don't have a space? Like what doesn't have a fit, like a group, or because I like to do like series of things.
Right.
So I was like, what doesn't have a space yet? So I used a couple of those there, which is great. And then I find for me too, on the same vein, if something's going to take a long time to set up or take down, like watercolors or something, if I don't have a space where I can just leave them out, I probably am not going to do it because the cleanup and the setup are going to deter me enough that I'll just be like, eh.
Yeah, 100%. And then you just don't, and then you just, I don't know, you do silly things like doom scroll or whatever, and then several hours later, you're just like, oh, geez, well, that was a terrible waste of my time. But if you kind of just parent yourself into easy activities readily available, in my experience, that's how I always feel like, oh, I'm creative and silly and, productive. But maybe it is just a coloring book that I got at Ollie's.
But that's perfect because like even sometimes like I'm not creative, but I know it would be beneficial just to put pen to paper in some fashion. So that's where like a coloring book's great. Like even we used to do years ago, a group of us, because we all work are illustrators that I work with.
Yeah.
But not a lot of us were doing our own work. We would just go home and do adulting. And so we would do these drink and draws, like go out to a coffee shop, take it over basically, and just illustrate for like a couple hours. And it was fun to see other people's styles and what they did and everything. But there's sometimes I went there and I'm like, I have no ideas. So I would just bring a coloring book and just kind of like, then you're participating and you're playing the game too, but you're not stressing yourself out because that I think makes it worse. Like, I don't know what to do. And then you're like, the block gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you never want to do the thing, right? So
you feel like you're not accomplishing anything and you'll never accomplish anything. And then it's just feels unproductive and setting up, even like you said, coloring as much of a trend as it was and as juvenile it can be perceived, I don't know, you're still like being creative in some capacity, and if that makes you more inspired than, I would say, Color Away, even if it is like a silly children's level coloring book.
I love it because you're making choices. You're picking your own colors. That's a creative decision that you made. You are creative.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes.
I love it. What do we got? Clever says, I wish I had work collaborators, but I really do enjoy my vacuum. There's no collab learning, but also no sass back on my sweet styles. That's fair.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. We also have one comment. These two drawings go super well together. Good work, ladies. So thank you so much.
Thanks.
That's my mom. She's watching on Facebook.
Oh, that's great.
My parents are watching. They're on YouTube, I think, because Facebook is not playing the game today.
Yeah, I tried to get my parents to watch. They may or may not have figured it out. I'm not sure.
No, you gotta have the loyal viewers. They've been watching since the beginning. They always have excellent feedback.
They'll probably watch like the replay, but I don't know if they are proficient enough in technology to figure it out. My dad definitely is, but I don't know if he's busy or not. But we'll find out tomorrow when I talk to them on the phone. So,
did you watch my stream? Did you do it?
Exactly. Yeah.
What did you like about the octopus we were drawing? Did you watch
anyway,
it?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, you can just send them the YouTube link. It'll be good. Alessandra says, hi, Aaron's parents. Hi, Aaron's parents.
Anyway, hi, Aaron's
We're waving.
parents.
Yeah, I love
That's
it. There's huge supporters. I love it. Alessandra says, Aaron is very great. Your daughter's very talented. Oh, thank you so much. You guys. So
I'm going to tell my parents. I'm like, Aaron's parents were there.
They're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Man, I get Alessandra in trouble for doing dishes during my stream, and now I'm getting you in trouble, your parents in trouble. Oh, gosh. I just tried to draw on the live stream, guys. I'm not trying to cause a ruckus.
Yeah.
Clever says,
my dad has a drone, so he's very technology savvy. Yeah.
Maybe he'll try and watch the live stream via a drone or something. He'll kind of make it work.
Yeah.
See, there you go. I'll figure it out. Clever said, this is a treat for me since I don't often catch evenings and weekends. Yeah, I haven't seen you on the stream in a while. That's excellent to see you. RB says, Aaron's parents, Penny, is very talented too.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, because you are. You are very talented.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Mom says, thank you. She is very talented. See? All the talent on this stream. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna spice up King Bob here to make sure there's like some pieces to color. But I think I have to do my bigger, thick lines first, which will be my next project.
Yeah. I might at least get the actual Kermit done, and then that's it. And then I'll have to work on it independently, I suppose.
Well, I'm always down for a dual stream. These have been a lot of fun so far. Having like Odari and Dan on the last one was high energy chaos, which was really good. And then these ones have been so much fun. So if anybody on the stream would like to do a dual stream, just reach out to me. We'll set it up. I think we have Lady Jane is set up for May at some point. I have to get some dates from her. I know Mafu wants to play the game too, so and everybody's welcome back.
Did Mafu finish her card? I know she was doing one. I thought you said she finished at some point. I don't know.
She did, yes. And then my social media scheduling got out of control for the Barntique thing, so I do have it. I'm ready to post it maybe this week.
Okay. Yeah.
It is up on the Behance project page.
Oh,
so it is there. I did post the final card, but I want to do an actual post of the final card so that people can see it. Because I think it's the first finished one. I know Dan's done a couple solo ones, like the Bat Dan one might be almost done.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like, I think 2 people working on it, I think that's the first one.
Yeah, she did that ninja style because it must have been like completed pretty fast.
She did pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty quick turnaround. I know Jane's working on a card right now. I said 2. She's doing a black and a red.
Oh wow.
Oh, Dario was working on the one from the live stream.
Did Odari finish on live stream? I can't remember.
I think he got most of the way done. I think he's done a little bit more work.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's finished because he's been doing his Terra Midnight stuff on his live streams.
Great. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is so fun to see back.
Yes, I managed to catch a Friday, and then I missed the Saturday, I think is what happened. But I did catch the Friday one.
Yeah, he did like Saturday, but like Uma was streaming at the same time, so I think it was hit and miss. He was just kind of like, I just want to stream. Go hang out with Uma if you want to.
Yeah, it must have been during the same time then, because I think I managed to catch Uma though.
Oops. You guys are so funny. Oh, actually, I think I can actually. Oh, nuts.
Oops. Also, the alt and drag in Illustrator is super good. I don't know if there's a fresco gesture to duplicate things quite as quickly on Illustrator. How you just you just hit you just hold alt and you just drag it across.
I love that.
Or you hold shift and then it is like in the exact same spot and you don't have to worry about it. So I don't know if Fresco has like a really good way to do that. I didn't know.
I don't know. Like the way I do it really is just kind of like copy the layer or do like a lasso and then copy that piece, but it's very clunky because it's like copy paste onto a new layer, merge back kind of thing. If there's a fancier way, I would love to know it, because I know I use that all the time when I'm in Illustrator. I love it so much.
Right.
I like his cape and his fancy diamonds.
Oh,
he's
thanks.
Doing how fancy.
Trying to add some extra line just so it's not as blank.
I always like to watch people illustrate things because it's things that like I wouldn't think of, or like his like that little like over the shoulder cloak thing, like that's perfection. And it's like it's probably not something I would have added in. Like I have King Bob's cloak here, but King Bob has a cloak, so the reference guided me there. He's just so fancy. He looks so good. Kirby looks awesome.
I went through a couple of different versions because I think even the one that I sent you that's the underlying layer, the opposite layer thingy. I think that still might have been like an older one. So I went through like a couple. So I was like, can't decide.
We have Kermie iterations. I love it.
So many. I have so many. All right, now I'm going to I'm changing some of my line hierarchy too.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh no, that's my technical side always coming out. Like I can't just do one line weight. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It also always just, especially in Illustrator, it looks kind of like drab.
Yeah. And I think that was a big thing for my art too, is finding like that it was okay to put like a big outline around something at the end, because I always found like drawing something like realistic and there's no outline, it always looked unfinished and kind of just like like you said, drab a little bit. So getting those hierarchy lines or getting that big black outline, that usually wraps things up a little bit nicer, I find, in my work anyway. So, oh my goodness. King Bob.
I haven't seen Mojo. What has Mojo been up to?
Are you sleeping, bud? He's right here protecting me from under the chair. Here, bud. Do you want to come say hi? Come here. Oh, you're just going to stay sleeping there? You're a lunatic. He has no muscles. You're going to hang out with Luna. She was right here.
Yeah, I had to boot her from the room just in case she would be in and out, in and out.
All the pacing with her bone?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or that she'll be chewing like a bone and it's super, super loud.
I think at our lab when I was growing up, he had one of those because it's like one of the real bones, right? Is that what she has?
Yeah, it's like a really big bone.
Yeah, they're a noisy toy. They love it, and it's great for them. But yeah, noisy toy for sure. You sleepy guy? You're gonna look. Maybe I'll do a Mojo card. Do you want to be on a Mojo card? Alessandra might do one. How fun would that be? I saved Darby. It's saved now. We did. I was doing some tarot work on the weekend, and I had starting to lag a little bit. I was like, "Oh God, I haven't saved in so long." I think there's an auto save, but like you freak out after like sitting there for like unknown amount of time.
Have you ever had Fresco kind of like mess up on you, like, and it's like cannot save? It's done that to me occasionally, and then I freak out, and then it's still there. Like it's was dramatic, like cannot read file or something, and I'm like, oh no. And then it's like, please reboot, and then I'll just X out and come back and it's fine.
Oh, that's nice. I had it happen one time. I was doing hours of just sketching. I just kind of just like mindlessly just kept going, updating little details and stuff like that on the illustrations, just final details. And I went to go save it, and yeah, it just spun and then eventually crashed. I was like, no, because it wasn't even like something like, oh, I could just put that line art back in. It was all those like little finicky end of piece things. But that was a few years ago. And then when I was doing the bigger pieces, like the Dragon and the Kraken, because I was doing them like at an 18 by 24 and all those paper patterns and everything in it, at one point I had to merge the file, like merge all the paper patterns into like the color into one layer and get in like duplicate it. So I had like a duplicate file with all the raw layers in it. But then I had to go to the other because it was just like it would just brush stroke and then you have to wait. Like, I'm just going to crash it and lose this whole thing. No thanks. But luckily, Fresco's been pretty good. But, like, a lot of the work I've been doing lately, like, the tarot cards are only, like, 8 by 5. So they're not a very huge file.
Yeah.
So I'm not pushing them too hard. Nope, that's all I wanted. Boop, boop, boop. When we're coming down to the end of this, do you have anything you want to plug or anything you want to talk about? Your stream times or all that? I think all that's on the broken 7 minutes that we started with.
Yeah. Well, I'm normally on Twitch on Thursdays, Eastern time morning, 7:30 Eastern morning time for me, which in Europe and other places is a different story. And then I think you have my Instagram at the bottom, maybe?
Yeah.
It was at some point.
Penny.
But my Instagram, is at Penny Peanut Butter. And from there you can get to my Etsy shop where I have stickers, and I don't think there's any in my vicinity. Let me grab some actually, really quick.
Yeah, I'm going to add it to the text below here, everybody. So make sure to follow Penny because her stories are actually very uplifting throughout the day. I love to see a bunch of Penny stories.
If you like to look at, if you want, what do you call that, encouraging stories, I've crafted my algorithm to have just like silly and kind, encouraging little stories. So I have a bunch of these. These are like the little bins that I keep them in. But I have like the Luna crying, the emotional support water bottle that I have with me right now, and then I have a bunch of like inclusive stickers. This one, like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but these have an easy peel.
I love it. I love that sticker so much.
Yeah, and it comes in a couple of different colors. Oops, it might be reversed. But yeah, those are all in my Etsy store, and I have a bunch more, and I'm always trying to put different ones up if you're ever interested, because I do make them. I don't order them. I make them on my Cricut, so sometimes you can catch me making a video or streaming how to make them on the Cricut. And especially if you're creative, I don't mind sharing all the secrets to sticker making, because it's not that difficult. It's just one extra skill, and I don't know, I feel like people can kind of like gatekeep different things like that, but you can ask me any questions about making them and I can break it down. But other than that, I mean, that's about it. Just my Instagram or my website, which is just pennydoodles.com, will take you to my Instagram, and eventually I'll finish doing this, and when I am done, I'll put it with the other cards. I just don't think I'm going to finish it today, unfortunately.
That's okay. I'm not going to finish King Bob today either. He's got some work left to do, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's like it's kicked off, and we got a good balance on this one. I think. Look at these two guys with their fancy crowns.
Mm-hmm. We'll get done eventually. We just didn't finish on today.
That's okay. But yeah, no, it's always a great stream. So if you guys can check out Penny's stream, like you said, she does Cricut every now and again, sometimes some sewing and stuff, and ask the questions, because I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I'm all for sharing the stuff. I know some people said, like, are you worried people are going to, like, steal your ideas? I'm like, I can give these tools, but they're going to put their own spin on it anyway. Like, they could use paper patterns and fresco, but their art's going to look different than mine. So it's not really, I'm not giving them the exact file to sell. People are gonna do their own thing. So yeah, I know as a creative, I appreciate people who, like you, who are gonna help me make a Cricut seem less daunting. Or any creatives like that, because it's all for fun, you know. So we've got Penny says, no, Alessandra says, thanks for the stream, that was fun. Ears perked, Clever says, for stickers. She's she's not related to Helpful Doodles. Helpful Doodles is Alessandra.
Yeah.
And then
two identities.
And then Clever says, secretly wanted to ask Penny for one sticker, and then another, and then another. And then Dan says, it's very nicely, two talented artists here. Thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate it. This card's going to come together really nicely. I'm excited for this one.
We'll get it done eventually.
Yeah. It's going to be so good. You kicked it off really nicely. This is all, like, Penny kicked it off with this idea. And as soon as she had Kermit the Frog, I was like, okay, let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we'll be sharing the other pieces, like, as we finish them off, guys. Maybe we'll do another stream if we're falling behind, because I know I've got a pile of illustrations in process at this point.
Right. Yeah.
But thank you so much, Penny, for streaming with me today. This has been so much fun, and you're definitely welcome back anytime. This is a really great time.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
I love it. Thank you so much, everybody, for everybody who is in the chat. These are cool. Thanks bunches. Monday Night Hangouts. Look at you guys go. So appreciate you all in the chat. And if you guys want to stream with us, let me know. I'm down to have 2 or 3 people on. I'm starting to slowly figure out how to do this. We'll get there. Okay. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Penny, thank you so much. You've been a delight. Yeah. I love it so much.
Yeah, I'll see you around.
And we will be sharing the final product with you all soon. So, but follow the Behance project, guys, because like we're updating it. I'm putting up the streams as we're finishing, and putting up the cards as they're getting done, and the work in progress. Dan's been doing the same, so definitely check them out, because it's a live